Hey guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your girl Ruth. How y'all doing? Let's finish what it's doing. Yeah, Leo. Hey Leo, happy birthday again. My daughter's been 2 more days. My other daughter, 11, 12, 8 more days, I think it is. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Leo in the fourth house of Cancer, full moon in Aquarius coming up, right? Thursday. So I want to talk about some movies I've been looking at, and also Constantine in the Middle Ages who formed Europe. Okay. And the movie, my theory on that, and I really love the movie. Okay. My kids were trying to get me to watch Sandman, and I thought they were talking about Spider-Man with Sandman, but they were talking about the series. I'm only on the second one. Love it. But Constantine, fell in love with it because it's kind of my thing. Okay. And then I put Can We Be Saved? Okay. The reason I put that after you see, because I'm gonna talk about some things that probably nobody wanna address. Most people do, but not a lot, and maybe sweep it under the rug. I'm trying to find, if y'all been on my channel, y'all know I'm a solution. Try to find solutions. I don't know if it's going to be an answer. I don't know if it can be solved, but at least we can get to the root of the problem, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to start off with some things I wrote down first. And, talk about Constantine first. Okay, let's do him first. And people confuse whether he was black, white, whatever the deal was, whatever color he was. It matters and it does not matter. Um, but the act of him what matters too. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna read one version. I'm gonna read another verse. It says Constantine, uh, February 27th to May 22nd, is known as Constantine the Great, was a Roman emperor from 306 to 337 AD, and the first converted to Christianity. Born in Nacis, the Kaya Mediterranean, now Siberia. He was the son of Flavius Constantinus, a Roman army officer of Illyrian origin who had been one of the four rulers of the Tetrarch, Tetrarchal, Tetrarchy. His mother Helena was a Greek and a Christian and a low birth. Constantine served with distinction under the Roman Empire's Diocletan and Galerius. He began his career by campaigning in the eastern province against Barabbas, the barbarians, and the Persians, before being recalled in the west in AD 305 to fight alongside his father in Britain. After his father's death in 306, Constantine became the emperor. He was accompanied by his army, York, England, and eventually emerged victorious in the civil wars against emperors Maximinus and Licinius to become the sole ruler of the Roman Empire by 324. Okay. Constantine the Great. Okay, so he was either a Leo or Cancer. Okay, let's see. Upon his ascension to empire, Constantine enacted numerous reforms to strengthen the empire. He restructured the government, separating civil and military authorities. To combat inflation, he introduced the solidus, Solidus. What does that mean? It's probably going to be lengthy, so I already know I'll probably be talking to myself. I ain't worried about it. Anyway, maybe one day somebody want to listen. Okay, that is Solidus was a highly pure gold coin used in the late Roman Empire. Okay, he introduced the coin and is weighed about 4.5 grams. Remained relatively constant for several centuries. In Byzantine Empire, the solidus or the monomus remained a highly pure gold coin until 11th century when several Byzantine empires began to strike the coin with less and less gold. Okay, so they say that's how he got through inflation. Okay, a new gold coin that became the standard for Byzantine and European currency for more than 1,000 years. The Roman army was recognized to consist of mobile units, uh, commodities, and garrison troops limitae, which were capable of countering internal treaties and barbarian invasions. Constantine pursued successful campaigns against the tribes on the Roman frontiers, such as the Franks and the Ammoni and the Goths and the Samaritans, and resettled territories abandoned by his predecessors during the crisis of the 3rd century with citizens of Roman culture. Constantine was the first Roman Empire to convert to Christianity, although he lived much of his life as a pagan and later as a catechumene, Catechumen. He began to favor Christianity beginning in 312, finally became a Christian and being baptized by either Eusebius or Nicomeda, an Arian bishop, and arrested by many noble Arian historian figures or Pope Sylvester I, which is the maintained is main, which is to maintained by the Catholic Church and the Coptic Orthodox Church. He played an influential role in the proclamation of the Edict of Milan, Edict of Milan in 313, which declared tolerance for Christianity in the Roman Empire. He convoked the First Council of Nicaea in 325, which produced a statement of Christian belief known as the Nicene Creed. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre was built on his orders at the purported site of Jesus' tomb in Jerusalem and was deemed the holiest place in all of Christendom. The papal claim to temporal power in the High Middle Ages was based on the fabricated donation of Constantine. He has historically been referred to as the first Christian empire, and he did favor the Christian church. While some modern scholars debate his belief and even his comprehension of Christianity, he is venerated as a saint in Eastern Christianity and did much pushing Christianity towards the mainstream of Roman culture. The age of Constantine marked a distinctive epoch in the history of Roman Empire and a prevalent moment in the transition from classical antiquity to the Middle Ages. He built a new imperial residence at the city of Byzantium and renamed it Constantinople, now Istanbul, after himself, and subsequently became the capital of the empire of more than 1,000 years. The later Eastern Roman Empire being referred to as the Byzantium Empire by northern historians. His more immediate political legacy was that he replaced Diocletan possibly as tetrarchy, Trarchy with the de facto principle of dynastic succession by leaving the empire to his son and other members of Constantinian dynasty. His reputation flourished during the lifetime of his children and for centuries after his reign. The medieval church held him up as a pagan of virtue, with secular rulers involved him as a prototype, a point of reference and the symbol of imperial legitimacy and identity. Beginning with the Renaissance, there were more critical appraisals of his reign due to the rediscovery of anti-Constantinian sources. Trends in modern and recent scholarships have attempted to balance the extremes of previous scholarships. Okay, that's one thing. I, through history, when I read about him, he was sick of the religious people arguing and fussing all the time. So he decided to make Christianity the best. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read a little brief. Black Romans Empire, Constantine the Great. Okay, they just showed a coin. Black Romans. So see, some people say he was black, but to me, I'm not doing it for a bragging right or anything like that. Um, Here's another. What is this? Henry III, Royal of France. They're showing that most of them was black. So the responsibility, okay, is what I'm really trying to say. That make up today. You know what I mean? It makes up not exactly, yeah, exactly who's to blame, who started it first, how did it start. So I'm probably going to be talking about some prejudice things, the biggest issue that we have. Um, so listen if y'all must. Okay, I'll just get off of him. And so Constantine, whatever color, whatever. I watched the movie Constantine, okay, and loved it. Now this was his name was John Constantine, and he was supposedly a fallen angel. Let me make sure I'm correct. And played by Keanu Reeves. Let's see. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. And I guess that was the first one I watched because I see they got a second one. I just found it. But his thing was what he was doing was we're gonna read more into this too. There's a in between, there's a crossroads, right? In between the spiritual world and the earthly realm. Okay. So it was supposed to be in a respect, like I'm just gonna say respect, that the people from the spiritual spirits, demons, whatever. Hold on a minute, child. Hello? Okay. What? It's already open. What? What they kind of do? Unlock it. She said something. Oh, I told him that was all right. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah. So what I'm understanding, when he first passed away, I guess he was a mortal. I'm not sure. Got to look at it again. But he passed away, killed himself. So that's a no-no. The Constantine. So when he came back again, they called him the suicide angel. So I guess he was an angel. So he's suicide angel. So when he came back again, his job was to make sure that the demons and the dead or whatever, everything that could stop our world coming to our world, because it's supposed to be like a respect thing, and they couldn't come over onto our side, but some kind of way they were getting in. So when he would find them, like, you being possessed or different stuff like that, he know how to use these coins. We're just talking about the coin, right? Interesting. Just talk about the coin of Constantine, right? um he used something like this coin right here, but okay, what was that all about? Wow. Hmm. Anyway, he used that coin. Let me see if I can find. I might have to take a picture of this bad boy because the way he's tripping. Okay, take a picture. He had a coin like that. I showed y'all at first, and he would put it on the person that's possessed, and he would bind the demon. Okay, now it's not letting me take a picture. And then he took a mirror. It got into a young girl in Mexico. Very interesting. Was what the movie is about. A lot of clues, true or not, would just make you think. So he took the after he did it, he bind it, and then it was still inside of the girl. So he took a mirror. He told him to take a mirror, a big size mirror, and put over the girl. And when he called the demon out, the demon is going to go into the mirror. So before the demon gets out of the mirror, he had to crash the mirror on the ground and slatter all the glass, right? So then they would go to purgatory or hell or whatever the deal is. And most people who commit suicide goes to that place, and you get tormented. Oh, this is what they're saying. Okay, you get tormented over and over and over again, and they get to use your body in whatever state and form they are. And you eventually turn to a whole different type being. So anyway, so he did this a while, but this time around he was smoking cigarettes. So now he caught cancer. So that gave the devil, Satan, privileges to be able to mess with him or different things like that. And then Gabrielle, supposed to be a good angel, she was messing with him as well. And she was causing destruction, havoc, different stuff like that. And I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Gabrielle, but this one was depicted by a woman. But the first one I seen was depicted by a man, but I kind of figured it was a woman. But anyway, so y'all find that movie Gabrielle is something similar to this movie as well. Tells her story in it, or his story, whoever. So she kept messing with him, Gabrielle, and because okay, what the deal was, I don't know if y'all read in the Bible, was Satan's son is going to take reign, and in order to get the son here, he has to have a psychic, and the psychic that he wanted to have his baby for, she was a twin. It's not on the zodiac signs in this. She was a twin, and both of them could see the other realm, but one of them stood up for what she seen, but her family called her crazy and put her in a mental hospital, put her on a lot of drugs that she eventually couldn't take. They kept pressuring her, the voices, till she jumped off the roof of the mental hospital building and killed herself. So the other one, she pretends she couldn't hear because of how they were treating her sister. So she was scared. So she eventually started saying, no, 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 I don't see it, till she didn't see it anymore. But after her sister died, she decided to come up, come up. So she met with Mr. John Constantine. They got together and he showed her how to go to hell. And he most of the time he couldn't stay there long because he put most of them demons in hell. So they was after him. But she wanted to see her sister. So he showed her the ropes, about going in between worlds and how water plays a big part of it, of going back between realms. And it was a pretty good movie. I don't want to tell the whole thing of it, but it was very interesting. But anyway, so I was trying to see what a Constantine and of ancient medieval times and this Constantine, who they chose to play this match, because my version of Constantine from medieval, I thought he was sort of like a deity, because of his ruthlessness and his structure and his discipline and well, and not discipline, but you know what I'm saying. He got things in order and his power. Okay, if he wasn't, his family line was. I haven't went that back for and figured out the bloodline of his, which bloodline is so important. Okay, then we come. I'm gonna let y'all finish watching that. Then we come to Sandman. Now that was so interesting because that becomes Pisces, that becomes Neptune, right? Because it was the dream. Sandman, he was the dream, the father of dreams. So what happened was a father lost his son in war. He had another younger son, but he loved the older son more than he did the younger son. So he found this book, medieval book, that told him that he can bind death. And if he bind death, then he will be able to get death to cough up his son and another man who brought the book to him and cough up his son because his son got killed in the war as well. And then he would let death go. So they didn't get death; they got the dream man instead. That's what they call a Sandman because he packed a pouch full of sand. He had a red ruby, and he had this kind of mask with a long thing, I guess, to breathe when he came into our world. So when they captured him, they didn't realize that he helped people sleep and go into a fantasy or, go into darkness, evil, whatever. He controlled the whole 9 yards and helped you wake up in the morning. By him being gone, by they captured him after they did the ritual and the spell, people wasn't waking up. They called it the sickness disease. Matter of fact, let me see if that's real. I think I heard of that. Oh, and he had see that thing out there, and he had a bird that was his best friend. Okay, okay, I'm telling him. Yeah, he had a bird that was his best friend. Okay. Um, the sleeping disease.
According to Mayo Clinic, a disease caused by infection with the parasite Trypanosoma brucei.
Okay, so they say it was a sleeping disease. Interesting. It's caused by a parasite. Okay. In Africa, also known as sleeping sickness, caused by microparasite species. Okay. Test is transmitted by the test of fly, transmitted by a fly, TSETSE, which is found only in sub-Saharan Africa. Of course, somebody took from there by now. Invasive tests to confirm a positive result of the rapid diagnostic test used for community screening. Anyway, so he said that was the reason why some people was dying from it. Some people never woke up because he was missing, right? So that went on for a long time. Then he didn't realize when they captured the sleeping the dream man that it caused a lot of. He would separate the good dreams from the bad dreams. So since he was gone not to do that, it made only bad and evil in the world. So that makes you think, how many things are they capturing, trying to get power and control over, that's fucking over us? You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty interesting in that movie. Now I'm only on the second episode of that, but y'all can check that out too. That was very interesting. Okay, then we come to something else I was interested in, switching gears on this weather war. I put it on one of my videos anywhere how a while how I found evidence of them having weather wars. So they all mad about the space thing and the space and the stealing of the gold, the whole 9 yards, because they know the power and still under the books of how to bind things like we just talked about, right? So that's really what the war is going on about, Dracula, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Werewolf bring things into light. I'm pretty sure they brought some stuff into this portal on the 8th, and different portals, different times, doing different stuff we know nothing about because it's been from ancient times. And their ancestors passed that down. You see how Constantine passed it down to his sons, okay? So we the only ones that been ignorant slaves, that they make sure that they don't tell us no more than they want us to know. Unless you really tap into and realize who you are, then you get more information. Have to be careful with, okay. Um, okay, what I got. Would y'all say the first Adam and Eve were black? Okay, question. Like I said, this it's getting into racial, but it's not about race. Just trying to find out some answers. Okay, they say the first Adam and Eve was Lilith and Adam, right? I was asking, was Lilith black? Was Adam white? Or was Adam black, Lilith and Adam black? Then we came with Eve. Was Eve white? Okay, and Adam black. Which, okay, what God did what? How many gods were there? Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna come back to that. Okay, we're gonna go back to the weather war. Now we know we all see what's going on, okay, for different whatever we just spoke upon. They know they can okay, they don't care about the people because what? They know they can reincarnate you, so your life means nothing because most will not put in the work to know thyself, find your power. So you'll come back controlled and stripped of your memories, then reincarnated and repeat. That's why they ain't worried about nobody dying doing this stuff that's going on. They already got this down pat. This is something they have perfected for I don't know how long. I'll say, okay, then we go on the mother and father hating children or others. Okay, we're going to the hating war and the rage. We're going to the Capricorn, Cancer, Aries. Okay, do you see you in them and hate yourself or the father or mother? Why was it hidden? Or we look at others' cultures and talk about the way they think. Okay, so they taught their different cultures that's been here, taught their kids about the rage, the hate, stuff like that. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that, let me see, let's go. Let's keep going. How important bloodline is in DNA. Character of the person you mate with to protect your children and yourself. Somehow in secret and marry or mate so the children won't be like them or their family. People who kill their mates and kids. Is this hidden hate for yourself or is it a bloodline thing? So much that you see yourself in them or your DNA, blood, and decide they will be like you and decide to take their life. Okay, so you know when you commit suicide and you're killing them, you're not going to the same place. Let's get that out the way right now. If you're thinking somebody trying to mastermind, well, I'm gonna kill my kids and we all gonna come back together, no. And if it is, you're not gonna be able to even be with these. You probably spy on them. You know what I'm saying? Because you killed them. That's a different law going on here. Okay. Okay, let's go. Um, I understand of the evil forces take over to stop different people, and they assign them to that. Just like a young child decided to go and kill everyone in school. Have y'all watched these cartoons? I tried to post some I found but wasn't allowed, and games showing them how to kill. And so when they do it in real life, y'all confused and they're confused because they thought this was normal. Okay? You letting them play with those games, you letting them watch the cartoons. What you think they're gonna react outside and with you? You playing it on a game with your child, you shooting up, y'all killing, whatever, when they think that's normalcy. So they're going to eventually come at you like that. You know, the ones that you're not teaching as you go. And they're going to go outside in society and do the same thing as what they see. What you see is what you do, right? Monkey see, monkey do. Okay. Showing them how to kill. And so when they do it in real life, y'all confused, and they are too, because they thought this was normal. Check out the cartoons and how to get tattoos, bullying the child that parents give them a lot in the neighborhood, and they can sell stuff to other kids, candy, etc., and use this to control the neighborhood kids, cartels. You making mafia. You think you're making businessmen. That's the best businessmen too. It could turn out fantastic, and it could turn out okay. Cartel early in life, or businessman, whatever way it's going to turn out. Then we have candy turns into drugs, or it could be, like I say, could open a store, business, entrepreneur, whatever. And that's entrepreneur as well. They just need a little push from a grown up who went through the same and encourage them to keep going, and how profitable they would be, or even finding one child who can't afford it. Okay, so if they get the right training for what giving them, and like I say, then they'll learn how to turn into a franchise that's legal, or they'll learn, or the right parent, or I mean the right grown up come to the wrong grown up come to them, and they'll be in cartel and they'll be in mafia. Okay, they'll be working and selling drugs because they already know how to the candy situation goes. Best business people, then they'll be able to do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out here. Okay, say the child that didn't have the money to buy the candy in the neighborhood. How much rage you think he got? His family can't afford it. Okay, so how much raise, and he want to get back and be seen? Ego. We all on ego right here. We on Leo. We on the ego. Okay. And keep going. Okay. Profitable they will be, or even finding a child who can afford it. The Canyon people, other kids, and grown-ups talk about them. Okay. Then they get talked about. They don't dress well. The family house is this. Mom and daddy that. So messing with their ego, self-esteem, or self-awareness. So they are angry because they feel like others are better than them. So now they are going to show them and become the powerful dope dealer, murderer, etc. Or could be open a business, movie star, rapper, whatever the deal is.
Mom, you got a box. I can plug in. Tell me, I got a charger cord. Look at my box.
I seen one up there. I don't know if I gave it to them. Look up there on somewhere. Look behind something.
Probably already gave it to me.
I think I gave that to Vaya to bring home.
I don't know what none of mine.
I can't, unless it's on top of that. Let me see. Did I stick it in here? Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Oh, she might. I don't know. Math, maybe math or two. Math got a lot of stuff in that car.
Drayla, the one of y'all got Android. It's on. Who y'all come these things? You got a extra box. Who got no box?
Turn the light on. You missed it. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, I stopped there. Because they feel like others are better than them. So now they are going to show them and become the powerful dope dealer, murderer, whatever. They can get what I put? Initiate into a game. If father not there, father not on the level that they think, whatever the deal is, a cult, and have to commit a crime. To me, it's the same as being a politician, a cop, etc. Okay, because they show you RoboCop. You know, they study programming you to make sure that their agenda gets met. Okay, but whatever, ego, proving yourself to others like people owe you or you owe something to them, your self esteem and love of self is missing. Cat Williams say, how in the hell you let me mess with your self esteem when it's called self esteem? That's a personal thing. So you ain't supposed to be waiting for nobody else to validate you. You're supposed to be validating yourself. You are your brother's keeper. Remember, they say that as well. That's up to an extent, uh, 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 um, up to a point. Okay. Does this mean I'm responsible for how you feel about yourself? Okay. We'll go to Cain and Abel. Okay. For this very same ego thing, they say he was mad at Abel for no for knowing his self esteem, his work, in order to make his God happy. But they say Cain didn't because he didn't give his God the same God, his self esteem, his self worth. So he didn't give him his best. So he was punished or looked down on, and Abel praised, not disrespecting, just looking at a point. So what did he look at Abel and saw his self-esteem in Abel and decided to kill him? So he seen Abel had self-esteem, knew his self-worth. So what that goes back to the laws. That goes back to you, how you care about yourself. You know what I'm saying? He know that if he would give this what that God asked for, that there would be stuff given back to him. So he cared about the stuff coming back to him. Cain didn't care about giving him his best, so they say, which they say Cain was Lilith's son, I guess living with Adam. I don't know. But anyway, so he didn't know his self-esteem, maybe because that wasn't his rightful parents. Maybe he didn't feel the love. I don't know what the deal was. But he didn't realize that by giving the best, that God promised to give the best back to him. Okay. And instead being his self-esteem, that means that whatever your pleasure, whatever, it was gonna be a give and take type of thing. But Cain, I guess, didn't look at it that way, right? So he didn't give his best. He didn't know his self-esteem, he didn't know his self-worth. So, okay. Um, saw his self-esteem in Abel and decided to kill him, not realizing that he had it but didn't recognize it? Or was this the agenda of the God the whole time? Just asking. I'm not trying to disrespect. Okay? Because if Lilith was first with Adam, and Lilith and Adam had a son, Cain being her son, she got banished. She must have had to leave her son. Then here comes Eve. She raising Cain. Okay? And then they have Abel. Maybe he seen some of that and didn't feel worthy. I don't know. Just the same story in the neighborhood. See what I'm saying? Was we made to always serve someone or something, or was we made to go to our highest potential and become so powerful that we ascend to higher heights with respect for our self-esteem, with respect for others' self-esteem? So self-esteem, respect is goes back to the laws put in place, universal laws, you know what I'm saying? Laws of planets, whatever the deal is. Okay? Just asking, okay? Self-respect, pride, and confidence in oneself. A feeling that's what it means, self-respect. Pride and confidence in oneself, a feeling that one is behaving with honor and dignity, first and foremost with you. Self-esteem, confidence in one's own worth or abilities, self respect, emotional states, triumph, despair, pride, and shame. Okay. Men, women in the mirror. What's the song? Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, right? Okay. Then there's a pyramid, and the pyramid is it's interesting. It said self actu actualize actu actualization. Sorry. It says mortality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of self. See, that's what I'm reading by this pyramid, right? Then it says there was self actualization. Then esteem, self esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, love, belonging, friendship, family, sexual intimacy. Then safety, security of body, employment, resources, mortality, the family, health, property, prosperity, no, property. Then psychological, breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion, using the restroom, whatever. Okay. I am somebody. Who started that? Okay. Said Jesse Jackson said it, but he didn't start it. He said it for black students. Said by, uh, but it was actually by somebody in the 1940s by William Holmes Border, senior pastor at Greater Wheat Street Baptist Church and civil rights activist in Atlanta, Georgia. Why did Jesse Jackson limit this to just black students? Do it sound like bullying, low self-esteem for other raise or causing? It's causing hate. It's to me. Okay, let me finish for y'all. How did they feel about this? How did other cultures feel about this? Made them feel lower than blacks, even hate or want to act like them, or kill or hold them back. Okay, I saying certain things, doing things. Okay. Because of that one statement, because of a lot of hurt and um, killing. Okay, let's take James Brown. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, how did that go with the other cultures? Okay, I'm getting the point to this. Then we got Jesse. He did it on Sesame Street in 1972, but they brought all the cultures out. Okay, and it's supposed to be for underprivileged children, as well as promoting cultural understanding. Call and respond, they call it, but meant for only blacks. Okay. I didn't know I wasn't somebody. Okay. So a lot of people don't know they live in a power relationship. Tell them. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody come along or you get a TV or radio or these movies or videos or, you know what I'm saying? Go to the movies. A lot of people don't even know that. I didn't know I was in the ghetto when I was in the ghetto. I was having fun. I had lots of issues going on, but it was it was what it was. Till somebody with a little higher stature that had a little more started teasing and low grading you, putting you down, then you realize, okay, but I had another state of mind, really. So I just stopped fucking with you. I didn't know I wasn't somebody growing up. I didn't know I was poor, living in the ghetto until they told me. And Elvis Presley show said it a lot. In the ghetto. Remember that song? You see kind of what I'm getting at. Why do our so-called leaders have to point out everyone's statue, agenda, right? Okay. Where you like where you live, what's put in that neighborhood, making movies, songs, etc., to make sure you know your place. Don't y'all think so? Okay, next. And we still don't know. I don't know. Do y'all see the mess that was created and still created? Okay. Um, I got on the phone. Say James Brown on the phone. Let's see what I got. Okay. Oh, I know y'all seen that about Biden. He said, a side note, true Biden, the weather may be beyond, fuck. The weather may be beyond our control for now, but it's not beyond our control. Do y'all get it? He letting you know they having a war with the weather. But y'all have the power and authority to stop it. Do everybody have to paint you a picture? Can y'all read the riddles? That's really what he's saying. He said, but it's not beyond your control, our control. Do y'all understand? You know, some of them gonna make deals. Don't hit this spot. Don't hit over here. You know, money deals, gold deals. I don't know, kids deals, trading kids, kid trafficking, killings, energy. Anyway, just want to point that out. What is it says? What is this? We must recognize that this action was not meant to produce mass success. Professional leaders, scholar, violence, and extreme American life was meant to. What? Okay. Okay. I'm not sure. With this. Okay. Wait with this. Why is it not? What is it doing? Okay. Anyway. Okay, James Brown. I can't find it on the phone. I don't know what I did. I don't know what this phone is acting stupid now since I need it. Okay, now we got racism, which they created way back then. Okay. Now this caused white power. They say they were deeply troubling worldview made up of white supremacy, apocalyptic faith. Statement on phone. Okay, that's what I was reading. Try to find the James Brown one first. Let's see. Okay. Every time I think I'm in order, I'm not. Okay. Okay, here you go. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Meaning, James Brown had many nicknames and he earned each and every one of them. Soul Brother, number one, the hardest working man in show business, Godfather of Soul. I think he was a Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. Minister of Super Heavy Funk and Mr. Dynamic, and still others refer to him as affectionately as that crazy man jumping around and scream on stage. According to family legend, James Brown was born dead or stillborn, only to be resuscitated by his aunt. As he came back to life, James let out a loud shriek, like Shrek, remnants to the scream that he would later make famous as a soul icon. Brown had a tough childhood growing up in utter poverty in Georgia, where his aunt, a brother owner, raised him. Incarn- Incarcerated by the age of 16, Brown became great advisor, adversity to gain fame, adversity to gain fame and fortune. According to Brown himself, my story is Horatold allegory story. It's an American story. It's the story. It's the kind that America can be proud of. Today the line says it loud, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, may seem like a relatively straightforward message, but together these 8 words conveyed a new self-confidence and assertiveness among the black community in 1968 America. This one powerful line conveys the central message of the song, pushing the music forward. James Brown tells the children to say it loud and with feeling that they are proud of being black. This is not a message to be whispered, but to be proclaimed with confidence, even a bit of swagger. During this period in his career, Brown became rocking a big afro instead of his more famous chemically straightened hairdo. According to Brown, giving up his fame do was like giving something up for Lent, but I would cut it off for the moment. And the afro represents a growing pride among blacks in the late 60s, an embrace of their African heritage and rejection of white norms of physical beauty. Being black in America, who had for centuries defined many as second class citizens, was now something to embrace and take pride in, as many of African American leaders exhorted at the same black is beautiful. Okay. We're talking about racism. Okay. Now this caused, like I say, white power, white supremacy. So now, okay, been going on. We're gonna get to all that. So now you have other cultures thinking that they are low race, so pride and ego comes into play. Still on Leo, 1970s, 1980s. It goes back further than that. We'll get to in a minute. Mind you, you got wars, violence, etc. going on. People with all this in their head, coming back from the wars, shell shock, treated bad in neighborhoods. You got all this shit going on, okay? And to other countries and disrespecting. So you putting programming this in their head, getting their forces, they programming some more, having all these mentalities, hating whitey, hate black, ching, this, blah, 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 spam, whatever. Going over there, disrespecting those people. They disrespecting you because they getting taught the same thing, boomerang effect. Try other self esteem, respect. If you didn't think this way, you will while you're in there. Or you could find yourself there. Okay. Then we got the KKK. That came up in 1865. Republican Party. Okay. And I got that on the phone. Let's read that. Mind you now, most of that Declaration of Independence was signed by people that were half breed. Okay. Let's see. We're going to keep going. Oh, stop it. Damn. Now where it go? There you go. The Ku Klux Klan, KKK, founded in the Ku Klux Klan. Founded in 1865, extended into almost every southern state by 1870, and became a vehicle for white southern resistance to the Republican Party's Reconstruction era policies aimed at establishing political and economic equality for Black Americans. Its members waged an underground campaign of intimidation and violence directed at white and black Republican leaders. Though Congress passed legislation designed to curb claim territorialism, the organization saw its primary goal in the reestablishment of white supremacy fulfilled through Democratic victories in state legislatures across the South in the 1870s. Now, the only reason why I might be reading more about the hatred of the whites because they got it more in here, okay? But it's more to this than that. I'm not trying to be racist or none of that. I'm just trying to make a point of how we got to where we at now, okay? And what we gonna do to fix this shit, okay? You hear what Biden just said. After a period of decline, white Protestant, okay, my brain, protest groups revived the Klan in the early 20th century, burning crosses and staging rallies, parades, and marches denouncing immigrants, Catholics, Jews, African Americans, and organized labor. The civil rights movement of the 1960s also saw a surge of Ku Klux Klan activity, including bombings of black schools and churches and violence against black and white activists in the South. Okay, so we got that. So that's gone. That came before the Black and Proud, and before we're gonna go before this, we're gonna go back. Okay, we're gonna finish this up. Okay, now we got Jim Crow. Now you got two Jim Crows. Okay, the first one, well, not the first one. We're gonna go with the second one first. Okay, I might come back to that. Um, is this it? No. Okay, I guess we gotta go to the first one. Okay, I was at the second one. What was Jim Crow? No dogs, no Negroes, no Mexicans. Jim Crow was the name of the racial caste system that operated primarily but not exclusively in southern and border states between 1877 and the mid 1960s. Jim Crow was more than a series of rigid anti black laws, it was a way of life. Under Jim Crow, African Americans were re- uh, I hate when my brain do that. Were relegated to the status of second-class citizens. Jim Crow represented the legitimization of anti-black racism. Not trying to cause racism, y'all. I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes of this, okay? Of everything. Many Christian ministers and theologians taught that whites were chosen people, blacks were cursed to be servants, and God supported racial segregation. Criminologists, eugenics, whatever, social, whatever, at every educational level, but arrested the belief that blacks were innately, intellectually, culturally inferior to whites. Okay, now it's a Jim Crow. Colors served in rear. Okay, we had a lot. We know about Jim Crow. Okay, a black male could not offer his hand to shake hands with a white male because it implied being socially unequal. Okay, so then the other Jim Crow. I wanted to put him down. Dang. Anyway, he worked. Okay, this might be him right here. United States. Okay, okay. Jim Crow law, 1877, 1954. There was another one I just did. Bank in Canada, government. He worked with Obama. Am I thinking? Okay. Jim Crow laws in U.S. history, any of the laws that enforce racial segregation in the South between the end of Reconstruction Constitution in 1877 and beginning of the Civil Rights Movement in the 1950s. Jim Crow was the name of the ministerial routine Jump Crow performed beginning in 1828 by his author, Thomas Daddy Rice, and by many imitators, including actor Joseph Jeffrey. The term came to be blah, 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 for African Americans, and this designation for their segregation life. Okay, now read Enforcement Acts. Okay, let me read the Enforcement Act. Okay. Yeah, the reason why I got so much of that because that's what they put in here. They're still trying to cause the separation. Okay. I'm trying to make a point. Okay. I don't know why it's made agenda act. Where did I put that? Senate. Okay. The Enforcement Acts of 1870 and 1871. The adoption of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments of the Constitution extended civil and legal protections to former slaves and prohibited states from disenfranchising voters on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Forces in some states were at work, however, to deny black citizens their legal rights. Members of the Ku Klux Klan, for example, terrorized black citizens for exercising their right to vote, running for public office, and serving on jurors. In response, Congress passed a series of enforcement acts in 1870 and 1871, also known as the Force Acts, to end such violence and empower the president to use military force to protect African Americans. Now, mind you, now most of these people were half black already, but they just was fairer skinned. Okay, trickery. Got to see what's between them damn lines, because we all hybrids. Okay, June 22nd, 1937, Canadian born in London, England. Okay, that was him. I can't find where I put that at. But anyway, okay, I read that so he made people think, Jim Crow, that we all was not hybrids. Okay, so all this went down. I was just talking about the hybrids, right? So it's like he was saying that you couldn't touch a white, you couldn't go eat what they eat, or if you got a certain amount of white in you, of black in you, you could 2% or whatever, you consider black, and you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. Who in the hell was gonna go get that blood test? That's where that blood test stopped at. Wow. It must have been when that blood stuff, because they used to take your blood before you get married and make sure your diseases and stuff like that. Before you marry a person, you could tell the bloodline, you could tell, the history of the person. So by them doing this here, that kind of stopped it, halted it, right? Hold on, yeah. Hello? Huh? Okay, I'm making a video. Go sleep. Oh, what time is it? Ooh, ain't supposed to be out of here. Mm, mm. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so okay, now we get to the hybrid part. What am I looking for? I was looking for some. So people may think that not hybrid. So he put fear of having this in people's minds, agenda. Oh yeah, I was talking about that. Bloodline. Okay. So yeah, the bloodline stop of checking before marriage, so you can tell what's in a person's DNA and family history. So people wasn't going because they might find out they got 2% black in them, and that's melanin. And everybody got melanin with carbon, right? Everybody got that. I don't give a fuck. You gonna be living without it, okay? But they put that fear, so people stop going to do that, okay? So he said God promoted this was Jim Crow. Okay, we got the Cain and Abel, Noah's son Ham, say his descendants were cursed black into slavery. But if you read it on, it's not like that. Okay, so let's go to Ham. Noah's son Ham's history.
According to Wikipedia, Ham in Hebrew, Hebrew pronunciation, Ham, according to the Table of Nations in the book of Genesis, was the second son of Noah and the father of Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Ham's descendants are interpreted by Flavius Josephus and others as having populated Africa and adjoining parts of Asia.
Yeah, so he was Cush, so that's the Ethiopian children Cush. So they said that Ham was cursed for looking at his son drunk and all. I mean, his daddy drunk and all that, saw his nakedness, blah blah blah. But Cush, that's the Ethiopians, right? And then we got Canaan. They got blessed with the land of Canaan where they stayed at. So that was his son, right? I don't know about the descendants were interpreted by Flavorus, Josephi, and others are having populated Africa. So Africa was Ham and adjoining parts of Asia. So where the curse come in at? Because these some intelligent ass people. You see what I'm saying? Trickery, agenda, lies. Okay, we got black codes. Let's see. Where's that? Let's see. Okay, that's not it. Bear with me, y'all. Oh, let me read this. And it says, all cases of humans, dark skin proposed. Now, this is somebody's theory. Okay. Oh, shoot. That was after black codes. I guess we'll come back to black codes. Homo, okay, it says, okay, let's read it. Skin cancer could have directly driven the evolution of dark skin in humans. A study on people of albinism in modern Africa. Am I okay? Yeah. Africa suggests albino is an inherited disorder that prevents people from making melanin, a black or brown pigment. Albino people in sub-Saharan Africa almost universally die of skin cancer, and at young ages, according to a new paper published today in a journal proceeding, blah blah blah. These modern tragedies point to a potential reason early humans evolved dark skin. A cell biologist of the Institute of Cancer Research. Okay. Cancer has been dismissed by effectively all scientists in the past as a reason for evolution of black skin. They did so believe that skin cancer cannot be a selective force acting on survival and reproduction success because in present day white skinned people it is usually benign or impacts to date in life. So we got leprosy too, right? Forgot about leprosy. Okay, that's in the Bible. We're gonna go back to that. Color and cancer. There's no doubt that dark skin protects people from the sun. Individuals with white skin are far more sustainable for skin cancer than for people with dark skin. Extra skin tone makes a difference, but in general, African American skin has a sun protection. Blah 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 blah. That's I'm not saying it ain't bad. 13.4, white 3.4. The lot. Uh, that's not my point. When the first human ancestors began hunting and gathering on the open savanna, they lost their body hair, likely to keep cool and to exercise their lifestyle. These early humans probably had pale skin, much like humans, closely living relatively relative to chimpanzee, which is white under its fur. The Homo sapiens evolved dark skins. Okay. But evolution biologists haven't been convinced that skin cancer itself drove the evolution change. Light skin evolved again after humans moved out of Africa to higher latitudes. That's because skin cancer in the modern world tends to strike later in life after reproduction years. From the evolutionary perspective, this time not very important. What really matters is survival during the reproduction years in order to pass to genes to offspring. Evolution of dark skin. So researchers have come up with alternative reasons that dark skin might promote survival. Okay, so we got that. Okay. Now, I remember I talked about Inky and the albinism and the leprosy in the Bible. Okay, come on, come on. What was leprosy in the Bible? Oh, give me a hard time. And then you got the ice age, right? No sun. What was leprosy in the Bible?
According to German
Disease
scientific
inflicted by
authorities,
God upon those who
leprosy was a
transgressed
disease
his
inflicted by
laws.
God upon
It was
those who
divine
transgressed his laws.
retribution and a
It was a divine
visitation of
retribution
providence
and
for
a
evil
visitation of
thoughts and
providence
evil
for evil
deeds.
thoughts and
It
evil
was
deeds.
called the
It was
finger of
called the
God.
finger of God.
Okay, how did it look? Oh, you gonna go anyway? Oh, okay, it's easy for it to about. Okay, it was a disease. Hold on. Swelling of the skin with crust and white patches. With serenity might have been ev- ev- evoluted. All right, have a good time. Enjoy your day. Love you. Be safe. Stay happy. Swelling of the skin with crust and whitish patches. With severity might have been evoluted by the depth of affected skin. In leprosy in the Bible came same leprosy today. There's no evidence that the disease described as leprosy in the Old Testament had many relationship to modern leprosy. Blah blah blah. Why is leprosy white? Leprosy does not cause the skin and hair to turn white, like vitiligo. Unlike vitiligo, leprosy does not turn your skin white. However, his, this highly contagious disease can cause discolored lumps or sores that disfigure the skin. The Caucasian people, the patches are reddish. Okay. Painless ulcers. How does it look? Skin lesions of hypopigmented macule, flat, pale areas of skin, and eye damage, dryness, reduced blinking. Later, large ulcerations, loss of digots, skin nodules, nodules, and facial disfigurement may develop. The infection spreads from person to person by nasal secretions or droplets. I don't believe that. But you see how some of these got to do with these things today. So the God punished them for. I'm gonna put one example. Miriam, I talk about this all the time. Moses, his wife was from Cush. She was Ethiopian, and his brother Aaron's wife was either fair skin or had to have been brown skin or something. Okay, and him being they being Hebrews. Uh, I don't know what exactly they were. Had to be because Aaron was his brother. Okay, maybe his wife was a, I don't know. Anyway, the creator punished heard her talking about her, so she punished her and gave her leprosy. Whoever got leprosy gets shunned from everybody else. They have to live in the mountains and the caves until either the creators tell them to go and cure them or different things they did to cure them, repent of their sins, I guess, and then they can come back and they'll get their color back. So she must have had color. Okay. So that's some leprosy. Then he allowed a lot of them, when I read through the Bible, he allowed some to stay that color. One king got cursed that color from being disobedient. Um, then you got the ice age, like I said. Ice age came, lived in a cave, no sunlight, it would change you, disfigure you. Okay. And some you got some beings that came here white, made it. We're gonna get to that as well. Then I told y'all about Inky being underground, hurt from his mom and dad's death, and hated blacks, and started without figured out a experiment to make albinos and wanted them to mate with the other whites that were here, and everybody turned white. Everybody mate. You talking to me, Martha? I thought that was gonna be Lucy. That was a bank call. Oh shoot. Okay. Thank you though. Okay. Anyway, moving on. It says Bible say this first. Do y'all believe that different? Let's say gods and goddesses evolved, man created man to be in the image of them and to serve them. Just a thought and question, carry on. Okay. Oh, the reason I asked about Lilith and Adam and Eve is because the refer the reference of Lilith as dark skin. They refer to Lilith as dark skin. Evil and is to most evil is dark to them, right? They say. So meaning dark skin. Many videos of people asking young kids about dark skinned people, and most are afraid, call them dirty, etc. Children and adults, even the darker skinned children want to be white and have white dolls. That's why you got your, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. That's why you got the hair they're getting from all cultures, and they change their hair. They're scared of this hair they got, and changing in when the perms and if whatever. But I say live the way you want to live. It's your business. But I'm just saying you still should be proud of your hair and still be proud of your skin color as well. But everybody got their own issues. But if we got Hollywood making movies, we got people talking about colors, we got this racism going on, we still got this hate, still got agenda, still got the programming, and making even the ones that are of each color. Like I tell you about my white friend that passed away, he was ashamed of being white because of all the racism. Then you got some blacks that are scared, ashamed of being black because of racism. I only met a couple of Spanish that were disappointed in that people. You know, and I'm pretty sure it's many more. Met some Asians too. So you see where I'm going? The programming and the slack. Um, Okay, first let's do Lilith and Adam. First marriage. Isaiah 34:14. Okay, dangerous demon of the night. Okay, that's what it says in Isaiah. I gotta look at it. Later on the phone, are blacks in the Bible? Uh, Nightbird, spirit of demons, Babylon, Lilith. Okay, that's all the stuff they said. Okay, blacks in the Bible. Okay, let's go to that. Okay. What does the Bible say about race? Creating an image of God. In series biblical study of race or ethnicity should start in Genesis 1. The Bible does not start off with the creation of a special or privileged race of people. When the first human being is created, he is simply called Adam, which is the Hebrew for mankind. Adam and Eve are not Hebrews or Egyptians. They are neither white nor black, nor even Semitic. Their only particular ethnicity is not even mentioned, for the Bible seems to stress that they are the mother and father of all people of all ethnicity. Adam and Eve are presented as non-ethnic and non-national because they represent all people and all ethnicity. In Genesis, God says, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." Then describes his creation action. So God created man in his image. He created him in the image of God. He created them male and female in the image of God. Relates to one or more of the following: the mental and the spiritual faculties that people share with God, the appointment of the humankind as God represents on earth, and three, a capacity to relate to God. Yet, what is clear is that being created in the image of God is a spectacular blessing. It is what distinguishes people from animals. Okay, all righty. Now we did that. Let's see. Okay, well, I can take these two off. I did both of them already. Okay, okay, okay. What is this? Okay, are there black people mentioned in the Bible? We can say with a fair degree of certainty that yes, the Bible does mention black people, although the Bible does not exploit identity any person as being black skinned. Neither does the Bible specifically identify any person as being white skinned. A person's skin color is rarely mentioned in the Bible. The color of one's skin is meaningless to the basic message of the Bible. The vast majority of the Bible's narrative takes place in the Middle East. in and around Israel. Neither black nor white people are common in these regions. The majority of people in the Bible are Semitic and would have been light to dark brown and complex. Ultimately, it does not matter what skin color people in the Bible had. Some scholars guess that Moses' wife, talking about her, Zipporah, was black since she was Cushionite. June 12, no, June. Numbers 12:1. Cushionite, Cush is an ancient name for an area of Africa. Shulamite may have been black. Song of Solomon 1, chapter 1, verse 5. Although the context indicates that her skin was dark due to working in the sun. Some propose that Bathsheba, 2 Samuel 11:3, was black. Some believe that the Queen of Sheba, who visited Solomon, 1 Kings chapter 10:1, was black. Simon Cyril, Matthew 27, chapter 27, verse 32, may have been black, and also Simon, called nigger, Acts 13, verse 1. The Ethiopian Elulans in Acts 8, chapter 8, verse 37, was almost certainty black. Ethiopians are mentioned about 40 times in the Bible, and we can assume that these are references to black people, since Ethiopians are black. The prophet Jeremiah asked, can the Ethiopian change his skin? Jeremiah 13:23. The natural assumption is that Jeremiah refers to black skin. So Michael Jackson did. Okay. He said the leprosy was taken over, right? But I think he did experiment, took the pigment, the carbon out of skin, and that caused a whole lot of people to do that. And it makes your bones brittle. You start thinking erratic, start doing things out of turn. Look it up. See the carbon missing out your body. Most Bible teachers believe that black people are descendants of Noah, Ham, Genesis 10:6-12. So we did that. All right. Okay. Where we going with this? Okay. Oh, back to Lilith. Okay. So let's take call Lilith. Okay. Who is sexually warranted and who steals babies in the darkness. Now, actually, she did not do that. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay. Um, let me say something. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna find it again. Who is sexually one? Okay, stalks babies in their darkness, steals babies in the darkness. She, demon, anyone who calls the spouse out, she was banished. Okay. They say she inspired the first feminist union, the coming of Lilith, continue to serve as source material in today's popular culture, Western culture, literature and occultism, fantasies, horror, often depicted as a woman fighting for equality and striving for fairness. Created at the same time as Adam and made with the same clay. She refused to be under Adam. People put this as meaning sex, but let's go on. Left and coupled with the archangel Samael, Samael. Okay, just just a thought. What if she was an archangel? Okay, said he was a poison. Said he was a poison of God. Hmm? Venom, okay. Poison of God. So she meets up with Samuel, okay. Said it was a poison of God, of venom. Accuser, Satan. Accuser, but not Satan then. Seduced and destroyed. Mashot. Sometimes identified as the fallen angel. He is not evil since his functions are also regarded as resulting in good, such as destroying sinners, members of the heavenly hosts with grim and destructive deities. Angel of Death. Hit man, we was talking about the movie Angel of Death. Um, Remember to move your car for that. Head of Satan's condones the sins of man. He remains one of God's servants. He appears frequently in the story of Adam, Eve in the garden, and fall of them, with the snake in writings during the Second Temple period. But the snake is not a form of him, but a beast, dragon. He he wrote like uh, a camel, the father of Cain. Okay, so there you go. So Adam was even the father. Okay, so Lilith and this Samuel was the father of Cain, as they say. Partner of Lilith. He is not Satan, but ahead of all Satans. So he ahead of all that them. Okay. Guardian of angel, guardian angel, and prince of Rome. He is the archim archimny Archemeny of Israel. By the beginning of Jewish culture in Europe, he had been established as a representative of Christianity due to his identification with Rome. And God's Gnostic cosmetologists, his role as source of evil became identified with the demiurge, okay, creator of the material world. So two opinions. Book of Enoch said he was rebellious, one of the watchers, leaders, son of God, descended to earth to populate or cultivate with humans women, not their leader. So we got Simmons. His other name was Semyaza, and it was called I Have Seen. Rebel angels met on Mount Hermon to organize their secret society of zoo members. Check that out. To overthrow heaven through dark alliances and Candace's oats, Clandestine oats, swarm under penalties of death, binding themselves to that treachery, using their heaven acquired knowledge to create a counterfeit religion on earth to satisfy their lusts and carnal desires. Oath on phone. Okay, let's see. Let's see what they oath was. Okay, it says, who are they? The story of the three angels charged with safeguarding newborn babies and their mothers. Wait a minute, what is it? Quest for a proven, functioning magical amulet, one whose supernatural powers can be trusted with sincerity, has led buyers to proceed. Nah, that ain't what I'm talking about. Okay, okay, let's go. Hold on, yeah. Okay. All right, if I stop, that means I want me to go any further. Go black codes. Now I'm flying black codes. Hmm. Okay, maybe it's on here. Damn, that was quick. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. And Sam Jim, that letter, well, I just spelled it, y'all. Same what I'm talking about. Samuel, who was their leader, and said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and how long shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swore they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. Okay. Rebel angels met on. Okay. All right. Let's see. I have to do a part two because I see already. Fornicated with women, making hybrid of offspring born from unnatural mating between heaven and earthly beings, whether Nephilim, giants, demigod children dominated, doing all kinds of horrible things. Said this started doing Enoch's father, patriarch Jard. Okay, Jard. Their debauchery sank to every greater depths. Their ways became corrupt. Enoch's dream, animal apocalypse on the phone. They shared forbidden arts, science, celestial secrets, and or mysteries of the true heavenly gospel. God, Gnosis, or knowledge, especially that wisdom possessed by Azael, who taught them almost the secrets of magic, war, metal, weapons, seduction, jewelry, cosmetics, all of which ultimately brought down the wrath of heaven upon rebel angels and their spawn. God commanded the angel Gabriel to cause the watchers and giants to wage civil war. Okay. A star fell from heaven and it arose and ate the fresh animal apocalypse. A star fell from heaven and it arose and ate and pastured among those oxen. And after this I saw the large and the black ox, and behold, all of them changed their pens and their pastures and their heifers, and began to know him, Noan, one after another. And again I saw in the vision and looked to heaven, and behold, I saw many stars, how they came down and were thrown down from heaven to that first star, and amongst those heifers and bulls, they were with them, pasturing them against them. And I looked at them and saw, and behold, all of them let out their private parts like horses, and began to, where am I? Da, 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 da. And began to mount the cows and of the bulls, and they all became pregnant, and bore elephants and camels and asses. And all the ox feared them, and were frightened at them, and began to bite with their teeth, and to devour and gore with their horns. And they began moreover to devour those oxen. And behold, all the children of the earth began to tremble and quake before them, and to flee from them. Okay. The Book of the Giants. Okay. And Samuel again, man, whatever version, Manchulan version begots a son who battles Leviathan, Laviathan, boastful about their victory. So this wasn't considered heroism. Uh, uh, Uzzl, another name for Samuel, angel of Egyptians. Okay. Ouzl is another name before his fall. Rank, he's a cherubim, burning one with six wings beings, Book of Isaiah, in charge of Christian angelology, highest rank on earth. Judaism, Christian, and Islam around the night of God crying, the thought of God crying, holy, holy, holy. So he was one of the cherubims. It's Samael. And see, I was reading something about Gabriel. Let me see. Let me go back. To get God commanded angel Gabriel to cause the watchers and giants to wage war. Oh, I read that. Okay. And Gabriel said to the Lord, proceed against the. Oh no, I didn't. And Gabriel said to the Lord, proceed against the biters and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from among men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have. And the Lord said unto Michael, go bind the name Samael, which is, and his associates who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth, till the day of their judgment and their consumption, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consumed in those days. I'll stop there. They shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison which they shall confine forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from henceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. I have a picture of Bess, relief of same name, carrying a hot coal on the walls, the one that's protective of children, right? Okay, let me see. Kabbalah and Lilith. Okay. Kabbalah. Samuel is described as the servantee of God and is listed as fifth of the archangel of the world, Briah. Among his portions are Esau, the people who inherited the sword and bring war, the goats and demons, and the destroyer angels. Although both Samael and Lilith are major demons in earlier Jewish tradition, they do not appear paired until the second half of the 13th century, when they are introduced together. Lilith is a demon created alongside Adam, originally created for the role Eve would fill, who then becomes Samuel's bride. With her, Samuel created a host of demon children, including a son, the sword of Samuel. So y'all look at Constantine. Y'all see that, okay? Or Asmodai. In the Kabbalic work, treatise on the left emanation, Treatis on the left emanation. Samuel is part of the Qliphoth, prince of all demons and spouse of Lilith. The two are said to parallel Adam and Eve. Stop there. being emanated together from the throne of glory as a counterpart. Asmodeus is also mentioned to be subservient to Samuel and married to the younger, lesser Lilith. According to the treatise, God castrated Samuel in order not to fill the world with their demonic offering. Don't this sound like something in the Bible and Egyptian and all of that? That's Set and his brother and all of that. This being the reason why Lilith seeks to fornicate with men. In the Zohar, one of the Kabbalah's main works, Samuel is described as a leader of divine forces of destruction, being part of the Qliphoth. He is mentioned again as the serpent's rider and is described as he's described as uh, having mated with, oh, ESEISHETHZENUNIMNAAMAH and AGRATBATMAHLAT, all being angels of sacred prostitution. Notable, the same work later calls him Azael, which might be a case of mistaken identity, as Azael may be himself in Zoharstic lore, a combination of the angels Azael and Azarel. It is also said that Baal Shem Tov once summoned Samuel to make him do his bidding. See that? It's all on that movie Sandman. Y'all need to watch that, and Constantine. A whole lot of them y'all need to watch, really. Okay, we got Lilith. As a female figure in Macedonian and Judic mythology, alternatively the first wife of Adam, and supposedly the primordial she demon. Lilith is cited as having been banished from the Garden of Eden for not complying with and obeying Adam. She is mentioned in biblical Hebrew in the book of Isaiah and late antiquity in the Mandanian Daean mythology and Jewish mythology sources from 500 CE onward. Little appears in Historicist incantations incorporating a short myth story. See, it bugs me because they call her in mythology, which we know that's truth now, but then they use her in rituals. Okay. And various concepts and localities that give partial description of her. She is mentioned in Babylonian Talmud, Shabbat, the Book of Adam, and Eve and Adam's first wife in the Zohar, Leviticus 19a, as a hot, fiery female who first cohabited with man. Okay, now we go back to Samuel. Samuel is depicted as an angel of death and one of the seven angels and ruled over the fifth heaven and commander of 2 million angels, such as the chief of other destroying angels. According to Apocrypha, whatever, Gedulatmosh, the Apocrypha, Apocalypse of Moses, the Ascension of Moses, and the Legend of the Jews by Louis Ginzberg. Samuel is also mentioned as being in seven heaven. In the last heaven, Moses saw two angels, each 500 parasangs, Parasangs, in height, forged out of chains of black fire and red fire. The angels AF, anger, and Hema, Hemah, Warth, whom God created at the beginning of the world to execute his uh, will. Moses was disquieted when he looked upon them, but Metatron embraced him and said, Moses, Moses, thou favorite of God, fear not, and be not terrified. And Moses became calm. There was another angel in the seventh heaven, different in appearance from all the others, and frightful, Mien. His height was so great it would
Oh, it's a day in example, the mill. It's a day in example.
okay, it would have taken 500 years to cover a distance equal to it. From the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, he was sudden with glaring eyes. This one, said Metatron, addressing Moses, is Samuel, who takes um, the soul away from men. Whither goes he now? Asked Moses, and Metatron replied, to fetch the soul of Job the pious. Thereupon Moses prayed to God in these words, O may it be thy will, my God and the God of my fathers, not to let me fall into the hands of this angel. Ooh, must have been something else. Diagnosticism. A lion-faced deity found on a diagnostic gem in Bernard de Font something, something, something. Samael, Demiurge. In the Apocrypha of John, on the origin of the world, the hypostasis of the archons, found in Nag Hammadi Library. Samael is one of the three names of the demiurge, whose other names are Yeldabaoth and Yaldabaoth and Sakias. After the one I named at first, the wide one, claims sole divinity for himself, and the voice of Sophia comes forth calling him Samael. Remember Sophia, right? Um, due to his ignorance and on the origin of the world, its name is explained as blind God, and his fellow archons are said to be blind too. This reflecting the characteristics of the Christian devil. Excuse me, making people blind, as does the devil in 1 Corinthians 4. Also, Samael is the first sinner in the hypostasis of the archons, and the first epistle of John calls the devil a sinner from the beginning. This characteristic, combined with his boastful conflicts, the Jewish God with the devil. His appearance is that of a lion-faced serpent. Although the Gnostics and the Jews originally used the same source, both depictions of Samael developed independently. Okay, where am I? Samael is sometimes confused in some books with Camel. Camel. Okay. Let me go. Sophia. Gnosticism. Sophia. Wisdom. Coptic. The Sophia is a major theme along with knowledge. Among many of the early Christian knowledge theologians grouped by the Heresiologists, Ireneaeus, as gnosko, knowing, are men that claim to have deeper wisdom. Gnosticism is a 17th century term explaining the definition of that I word groups to include other synectic and mysterious religions. Agnosticism, Sophia is a female figure analogous to the human soul, but also stimulously one of the female aspects of God. Agnostics held that she was the female twin divine Aeon, Aeon, of Jesus. Okay, twin of Jesus. Okay. Remember I was talking about the Constantine when the twins went down. Okay, anyway. Um, the bride of Christ, the Holy Spirit, and the Trinity. I said the Holy Spirit was a woman. The Trinity is woman and son, mom and dad, mom and son. In Gnosticism, Sophia is a female figure. Okay, I already read that. She is occasionally referred to by the Hebrew eloquent of Chokmah or Achamoth and as Prunikos in the Nag Hammadi text. Sophia is the lowest Aeon or anthropic expression of the emanation of the light of God. She is considered to have fallen from grace in some way, in so doing, creating or helping to create the material world. Gnostic myths. Amongst all Gnostic systems of Syrian or Egyptian type taught that the universe began with an origin, or with an original, unknowable God, referred to as the parent of Bythos, Bythos, or as the monad, by Monoimus. From this initial unitary beginning, the one spontaneously emanated further aeons, being pairs of progressively lesser beings in sequence. Together with the source from which they emanated, they form the fullness of God, and thus should not be seen as distinctive from the divine, but symbolic abstraction of the divine nature. The transition from the immaterial to let's stop there. The material from the no mental and no Noumenal to the sensible is brought about by a flaw or passion or sin in one of the aeons. In most versions of the Gnostic mythos, mythos, it is Sophia who brings about this instable in the Pleroma, in turn bringing about the creation of materialistic. So this must be Capricorn woman. According to some Gnostic texts, the crisis occurs as a result of Sophia trying. Oh damn! There you go. I lost it. Shit. Anyway, guess there was another. Oh, I know what I did. Am I right? Okay. All right. Emanationism is an idea or cosmology or religious system. Emanation from the Latin meaning to flow from or to pour forth or out of is the mode by which all things are derived from the first reality or principle. All things are derived from the first reality or perfect God by steps of degradation to lesser degrees of the first reality of God, and at every step the emanating beings are less pure, less perfect, less divine. Emanationism is a transcendent principle from which everything is derived and is opposed to both creationism, wherein the universe is created by a central God who is separated from creation. The materialism who posts no underlying subject or ontological nature behind phenomena being immanent origins is cosmological theory, which asserts that all things flow from an underlying principle or reality, using called the absolute or Godhead. Any teachings which involve emanation are usually in opposition to create ex nihilo, nihilo, as emanation advocates that everything has always existed and has not been created from nothing. Killam Ham, 2007 writes, underlining the worldview of traditional cosmology is the idea that the universe is an emanation of unitary divine principle. Although this idea has been blind, blended with the revealed creationism doctrine of the major monotheistic religions, Orthodox theologians have generally regarded it with suspicion. They have regulated it to the shadowy spheres of mysticism, pantheism, and the occult, which have always been at odds with Orthodoxism. The traditional view is summoned in the doctrine of emanation, formation by Plotinus, what is his name? I can't say his name. Plotinus. Primary classical um, okay, Aeon. In many Gothic systems, various emanations of God are known by such names as one, nomad, depth, or profundity, before the beginning, and aeons. In different systems, these emanations are differently named, classified, and described, but emissions theory is common to all forms of Gnosticism and Basildinian Gognos. They are called sonships. Hmm. According to Marcus, they are numerous in sounds. In Valentinianism, they form male and female pairs called SYZYGIES, male and female pairs. Yokings together. So that's where you get your morphites to get from. The source of all being is aeon, in which an inner being dwells, known as ENNOEA, thought, intent, charis, grace, or SIG, silence. The split perfect being conscious conceives the second aeon, Noah's mind, NOUS mind, within itself, complex and hierarchies of aeons are thus produced, sometimes to the number of 30. These aeons belong to purely ideal, nominal, NOUMENAL, intelligible or substantiable world. They are immaterial. They are hypostastic, hypostatic ideas, together with the source from which they now I find my place. Together with the source from which they emanate, they form fullness. The lowest regions of panorama are closest to darkness, that is, the physical world. Hmm. The transition from immaterial to material, from non-mental to sensible is created by a flaw, passion, or sin in an aeon, according to Basil Lightus. It is a flaw in the last sonship, according to others, the sin of the great shoot, Archon or Aeon creator of the universe. According to others, it is passion of the female Aeon Sophia, who emanates without her partner Aeon, resulting in demiurge, a creature that should never have been. This creature does not belong to Pleroma, Pleroma, and the one emanates to, I place that. And the one eliminates two Savior aeons, Christ and the Holy Spirit, to save humanity from the demiurge. Christ then took a human form, Jesus, to teach humanity how to achieve Gnos, Gnosis. The ultimate end of all Gnos is Metanoia, Greek, repentance, undoing the sin of material existence and returning to Pleroma, Pleroma. Hmm. Aeons bear a number of similarities to Judeo-Christian angels, including roles as servants and emanation of God. Judaeo Christian angels. Hmm. Okay. Demisurge. In the Platonic, Neo-Pythagorean, Middle Platonic, and Neoplatonic schools of philosophy, the demiurge is an autism-like figure responsible for fashioning and maintaining a physical universe. The Gnostics adopt the term demiurge, although a fashioner, the demiurge is not necessarily the same as the creative figure in the monotheistic sense, because the demiurge itself and the material form which the demiurge fashions the universe are both considered consequences of something else. Depending on the system, they may be considered either uncreated and eternal or the product of some other entity. The word demiurge is an English word derived from demiurgus, a Latinist form of Greek. It was originally a common noun meaning craftsman or artisan, but gradually came to mean producer and eventually creator. The physiological usage and the proper noun derived from Plato's Timaeus, written 360 BC, from the demiurge is presented as the creator of the universe. The demiurge is also described as a creator and a Platonic, and Middle Platonic philosophical tradition. In the various branches of Neoplatonic school, 3rd century onwards, the demiurge is the fashioner of the real, perceptible world after modern of the ideas. But in most Neoplatonic systems, it's still not itself the one. In the arch dualism ideology of the various Gnostic system, the material universe is evil, while the non-material world is okay. What's that? Good. According to some strains of Gnosticism, the demiurge is malevolent, 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 as it is linked to the material world. In others, including a teaching of Valentius, Valentinus, the demiurge is simply ignorant or misguided. Trying to see if I did this already. And yeah. Okay, it says about okay, I guess I didn't read this part right here. Demiurge, also known as son of chaos, is also a mistaken made during this exile. The demiurge proceeds to create the physical world in which we live, ignorant of Sophia, who nevertheless manages to infuse some spiritual spark or phenomenal into his creation. In the Pistis, Pistis, Sophia, Christ is sent from the Godhead in order to bring Sophia back into the fullness. Christ enables her to see again, and her to again see the light, bringing her knowledge of the Spirit. Christ is then sent to earth in the form of a man, Jesus, to give men the ganos needed to rescue themselves from the physical world and return to the spiritual world. In Godism, the gospel story of Jesus is itself allegorical. It is the outer mystery. It says, after cataclysmically falling from the pleroma, Pleroma, Sophia fear and anguish of losing her life, just as she lost the light of the one, causes confusion and longing to return to it. Because of those longings, matter and soul accidentally come into existence. The creation of Demiurge, also known as Son of Chaos, is also mistaken made during this exile. Uh, Jesus said allegory is outer mystery used as an introduction to Gnos rather than it being literally true in the historical context. For the Gnostics, the drama of redemption of the Sophia through Christ, or the Logos, is a central drama of the universe. The Sophia resides in all humans as a divine spark. Book of Proverbs. Jewish Alexandrian religious philosopher was much occupied with the concept of the divine Sophia as the revelations God inward thought and assigned to her not only the formation and order of the natural universe, but also the communication of knowledge to mankind. In Proverbs 8, wisdom, the noun is feminine, is described as God's counselor and mistress, master workman, who dwell beside him before the creation of the world and sported continually before him. In accordance with the description given in the book of Proverbs, a dwelling place was assigned by the Gnostics to the Sophia, and her relation to the upper world, defined as well as the seven planetary powers which were placed under her. The seven planetary spheres are heavens, wherefore ascents, the highest regions of the creation universe. They were brought of the seven circles, rising one above another and dominated by the seven archons. These constituted the diagnostic Hebdoma, Hebdomad. But the highest of them, and over vaulting it, was the Ogdoad, the spear of immutability, which was nigh to the spiritual world. Clemens Alexandrus Stromata. Now we read Proverbs 9. Wisdom had built her house. She had hewed out her 7 pillars. These 7 pillars being interpreted as the planetary heavens, the habitation of Sophia herself was placed above the Habadom, Hebdomad, in the Ogdoad. It is said, Father of the same divine wisdom. She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the places of the paths. This meant, according to the Gnostic interpretation, that Sophia has her dwelling place on the heights above the created universe, in the place of the mist between the upper and the lower world, between Pleroma and the Ektismena. She sits at the gates of the mighty, at the approaches to the realms of the 7 archons, and at the entrance to the upper realm of light her praise is sung. Sophia is therefore the highest ruler over the visible universe, and at the same time the mediatrix between the upper and the lower realms. She shapes this mundane universe after the heavenly prototypes and forms the 7 star circles with their archons under whose dominion are placed. According to the astrological conceptions of antiquity, the fates of all earthly things, and more especially of man, she is the mother, or the mother of the living. As coming from above, she is herself of phlegmatic essence. I'll stop there. Okay. From which all pneumatic souls draw their origin, descend, in reconciling the doctrine of a word I said, nature of Seville with the dwelling place assigned her according to the Proverbs in the kingdom of the mist. And so outside the upper realm of light, there was evasion, a descent of Sophia from her heavenly home, and Roma unto the void beneath it. The concept was that of a siege or robbery of light, or a outburst and diffusion of light due into the KenomA, occasioned by a verifying movement in the upper world. But inasmuch as the light brought down into the darkness of this lower world was thought of and described as evolved in suffering, this suffering must be regarded as a punishment. This inference was further aided by the Platonic notion of um, spiritual fall, mythos of soul. Alienated through their own fault from their heavenly home, souls have sunk down into this lower world without utterly losing the remembrance of their former state, and filled with longing for their lost inheritance. These fallen souls are still striving upwards. In this way of mythos of the fall of Sophia can be regarded as having a typical significance. The fate of the mother was regarded as the prototype of what is repeated in the history of all individual souls, which being of heavenly phenomenon origin have fallen from upper world of light their home and come under the sway of evil powers, from whom they must endure a long series of suffering until return into the upper world be once more Vouchsafed them. But whereas, according to Platonic philosophy, fallen souls still retain a remembrance of their lost home. This notion has preserved in another form in Gnostic circles. It was taught that the souls of the Brahmanic, having lost the remembrance of their heavenly duration, required to become once more partakers of Gognos, Gnosis, or knowledge of their own thematic essence in order to make a return to the realm of light. In the impartation of this diagnosis consists the redemption brought in Bausch's state by Christ to thematic souls, but the various fortunes of such souls were wont to be contemplated in those of Sophia. And so it was taught that Sophia also needed the redemption brought by Christ, by whom she is delivered. Oh, wow. From her agnoia and her path, and will at the end of the world's development be again brought back to her long lost home, the upper Pleroma, into which his mother will find an entrance along with all phenomenal souls, her children, and there in the heavenly bridal chamber celebrate the marriage feast of eternity. Wow. The womb. Now related to this is the notion widely diffused among the Gnostic sects of the impure womb, whence the whole world is supposed to have issued. As according to the Italian Vilistanian, the scatter opens the metro of the Lord Sophia, and so occasions the formation of the universe. So, on the other hand, the metro itself is personified. So, EPIPHANIUS reports the following cosmologon, COSMOGONY, is as that of a branch of Nicolaitans. In the beginning were darkness, chaos, water, but the spirit indwelling in the midst of them divided them one from another. From the intermingling of darkness with spirit proceeds the metro, which again is kindled with flesh desire after the spirit. She gives birth first to four, and then to other four aeons, and so produce a right and a left, light and darkness. Last of all comes forth an AISCHROSAION, who has intercourse with Metra, the offspring whereof are gods, angels, demons, and spirits. EPIPHANIUS, comma HAER 25-5, comma 5. Hmm. Okay, it's a lot. I know I did that much. Okay, I'm almost done. Septimius teach in like manner that form the first concurrence syndrome of the three primordial principles arose between heaven and earth as a Miguel, whatever, it's another language. These have the form of a metra with the OMPHALOS in the midst. The pregnant mantra therefore contains itself within itself. Where am I? All kinds of animal forms and reflect of heaven and earth and all substance found in the middle region. This mantra also encounters us in the great APOPHASIS ascribed to Simon, where it is also called paradise and Eden, as being the locality of man's formation. These cosmogonic theories have their precedent in the THALATTH TIAMAT of Syrian SUS has so much to relate on the world egg out of which when cloven us under heaven and where am I? Earth and all things proceed. The name of these PROSSINNTHALATH meets us again among the PRATAE of the Humana Hippolytus Lythus Hippopolys, and is sometimes mistakenly identified with that of the sea. Hmm. Mm. Anyway, well, yeah, I know y'all did too much, but you know I overdo stuff. But that was interesting to me. I'm trying to find out who in the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to find out. Just give me a little more insight. I don't know about y'all, but give me a little insight. Um, I knew there was different forms, but see, don't get played by the colorism. Y'all can see it has nothing to do with that, but that's the game they play on your mind to keep you with the agenda of whatever they got going on here. You know what I'm saying? So don't let that shit even trip you out. Catch yourself, move yourself from around. You feel yourself going there because you know they embedded so much in us. Move around, get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Go, just go. You know, you don't want to get caught up in there because that's a waste of your time. We trying to sin, you know, we trying to do some other shit, trying to get the hell out of here. If this is hell or whatever lower spirit, whatever they call them, we can go up to some higher heights. We need to be finding the answers to that. You know, we already know the trickery. Now they doing with the weather war, you know, and all the other stuff they got going on all around, trying to kill us so we won't get to that next century so we can start back over again. So we're gonna have to be clever this time, you know. We got to face our fears, do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Silence is golden. Like we read, there's a way around some stuff. Just gotta find it. You know, watching these movies, I was saying about Constantine, Sandman, you know, watching what they're doing. And I wouldn't like Sandman captured the Sandman. I wouldn't do anything like that. But just paying attention because there's some secrets in all of this stuff. And just like Sophia want to go back, we want to go back too. You know what I mean? Then they made Sophia a robot. So what does that mean? You know? So yeah, I know it might start off a little crazy. I hope it helps in some type of way. Maybe something to think about yourself, you know, and see what's happening. All right, y'all. This your girl Ruth. Oh, I didn't finish. Damn, I'm ready to go. Let me see. I didn't do Leo. Sorry, Leo. Let me see. In the fourth house of Cancer. So I ain't did no. Oh, I'm ready to go. Um, Leo in the fourth house. I did not say that. Leo in the fourth house.
According to astrology
Let's
zodiac.
see. With the fourth house beginning in the sign of Leo, we see a line of pride and brave ancestors that led to the birth of his individual of this individual. This can be wonderful or challenging, for there is obviously an emotional push into one's world of character, confidence, and self recognition. The sun has to be extremely strong in its dignity and aspects in order for this position to provide one with a sense of gratitude, confidence, and satisfaction. This is a position that pulls with its gravity towards personal issues, fiery emotions, and a certain battle for personal satisfaction that is deeply rooted in one's home and their relationship with a dominant parent that may be didn't give them enough space to develop entirely healthy emotions. In its best light, this can be a place of warmth, joy, laughter, and openness, giving one the sense of personal bravery to encourage in any emotional challenge with ease and clarity. Okay, either or. If you have a good home or you didn't. But it's up to you. Figure out what you're going to do about that once you're grown. Okay, I'm gonna let my incense go out. Let's see. It smells good. Mm, wow. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Come on, come on. Oh, I didn't do this first. No, I'm not gonna do that. All right, let's see. All right, okay. What's up with you? What else you want to tell us? It's full moon coming on the 11th. What's up with that, y'all? Truth. Cold, hard demand, and authority. Speaking your truth, finding your truth, transformation. I say finding about shit like we just talking about. You know what I'm saying? This man tried in the movie tried to call and he thought he was gonna capture Depp so he can persuade him to bring his son back. Uh y'all plan on doing some crazies like that, y'all on your own. But yeah. Speaking your truth, transforming yourself. Where you wanna go? You still wanna repeat? Or you wanna find out how to get the hell out of here and go to higher heights? Which one you wanna do? Ooh, stop me right there. Somebody wanna stay here. Are you captured or forced to stay here? Not getting clarity. Not understanding, brother. Why you stuck? Did you speak your truth? Are you doing your truth? Are you transforming? I know they're gonna still be trickery. Are you playing victim? Whatever happened in your life. Getting over a broken heart, number one. Sometimes you have to turn your heart cold, but not disrespectful. Cold heart demanding authority. Transforming. I don't have time for your bullshit. I gotta figure out what the hell got on. If you ain't on the same page as me trying to figure out reverse depth, then you wasted my time. That's what I think that means. That's them offering you some shit. But we gotta teach our kids the same thing. They have a choice. But if we don't find out what's going on, what choice are we giving them? Bloodline, DNA. Um, and it really does. It matters. We all came. Now that we know we all came from the same. We all made from the fallen angels. We all hybrids. We all demigods. Okay. So what's the next step? Put that in the middle. It's them babies. Learning, teaching, being a student, ever learning. You know? Would say be like a little child, you never enter the kingdom of heaven unless you be like a little child. Can't travel there. Won't be an empress. Won't reach to the highest heights of your highest potential. You stay in all of this, while in all this hurt and woe is me, and you know what I'm saying? And you stay there. Don't mess with nobody over you trying to sin. Hangman. I read Hangman. Hangman was something else they said about this. But this is all in your head. I'm putting it in the middle right here with the girl. It's like either they calling you confused. It's like you're unbalanced. You're like, I don't know what to do. I'm in the middle. Okay, we'll see. I think that's what Sophia at. But she's in between realms in another place, right? They're offering you truth. Money coming in, divine wish being granted. Offering you knowledge, offering you what? Peace. We're gonna put that over here. An offering. Offering. She bringing an offering. He bringing an offering. What type of offering? Oh, he giving an offering. She bringing an offering from the spiritual world. Giving you some knowledge. Got a hand behind. Oh shoot! I thought this was hooked up. This is like, look, spiritual world giving you something. Look like the child got it, right? So the children, the student got it. Let's put it over here. See, offering. I don't know. Let's see. We'll figure that. 5-pointed star. Give and take. She giving, they taking. She giving, they giving back. That's the way it's supposed to be. King of Cups reverse. Libra, Scorpio, that'll be all the water signs. It's reverse. We got the Emperor reverse. We got the King of Cups reverse. Don't you want to go? 1999. You can all die here today. I don't want to die. I want to dance my life away. Don't you want to go? 1999. Chariot, 6 wings, cherubim, the Cherubim, cherub, how you say it? Cherubim, coming to pick you up. That would be nice. Moving on, ascending. This one is stuck. Materialistic. This one is not. Non-materialistic. Sickness and disease. Getting over that. Healing yourself. Put that in the middle too. At the crossroads of death. Staying stuck. Or healing yourself. Finding out what you need to do to ascend. It's on us. I didn't see nothing that said besides the trickery that was stopping us from ascending. Because we are demigods. I don't know what y'all heard, but that's what I heard. What you arguing and fussing for? There's no point. There's no point staying where you're not loved and you're not appreciated. Having you all in your head. There's no point. You know? Speaking your truth again. That the queen and the king. I want the truth. I want to move up to the highest heights. I don't have time for this trickery over here and tricking. Look, he doing it to himself. On his own mind. Because you're allowing what we talked about, self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? You're allowing that to happen to you. So what you allow, you react. Which one? Cain killed Abel because of what? He allowed for his own self to feel low self-esteem to himself. And he disrespected somebody else. So he disrespected himself. Yeah. He didn't want the offering. He didn't want the cup. He refused it. All he had was a simple job to do. Give me the best of the animals that you kill. Bring me the best, Cain. Cain decided to keep the best for himself. And he was rejected because he didn't value what he was going to get back from the creators. Abel did. Feeling smug and pleased. Put that right there for now. Because that's like a table. Table's prepared for you. What do we got to go through this and then pass the test like these called that life is, and then you get to sit at the table because you passed all this here. You let all this stuff go and you kept okay, I'm gonna keep on. I'm not, no, I can't go there with y'all. No, I gotta keep on. Cause some is here. I feel it in my bones. He said we longing for it. He said we longing to get back. We feel it. We want to get back. A lot of us forgot, but it's coming back. I feel it. It wasn't like that. I said all the time, it was not like this where I was. It was not like this. I've been saying that since a child. What did we do? Did we get tricked? Did we do something wrong? Have we repent? Ask for forgiveness? Going back, ascending to stand on our thrones like we were before, enjoying the beauty of it all. Are we giving? Are we helping? Are we loving? Skills. Spoke about the skills. Spoke about the balance. Balancing your life. Balancing out. Figuring out what the hell going on here. Unbalanced. We put that over there. Okay. Gonna put this over in the middle. Going slow. Wish we could run and go and chariot and get it and then let's go and extra shit. But or this system stops, or this is stopping time, or this is not finished, or stopping you from moving ahead. Yeah, that's who we come from. This is us, come from the stars. Aquarius age, we supposed to be ready. We supposed to be ready to go. Thanking Mother Nature, left her beautiful like we came here for the next crew. Hopefully, it won't be a next crew. But we got greedy, we got disrespectful, and that was all to ourselves. Made a pact, all for one, one for all. You gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go down and have some sex. Let's have some sex, baby. What that shit got us. Shit, y'all heard what I said. If y'all been on here long, y'all heard what I said. What that shit got us. Stuck. Dying and repeating. Agony and defeat. People ain't trying to look back over. Well, this is. Let me go back over. I need to, you know, get it right. Trying to figure out what's going on. Shit. You stay over there. You ain't trying to go on the hermit mode. Try to figure it out. Arrows of love or arrows of fire. That a big one. That a big boss. Now this is either take it either or control of the world on Capricorn, or ascending to whoever's up there waiting on us to greet us. I get someone phone to call and get an extension on the line. This scary. Hold on, yeah. Yeah. So this could be the cult, the government, all them coming in as well. Sorry, y'all. Just gotta figure which one. What you gonna do about that? Yeah. I think we all at a crossroads right now. Humiliation. Is it worth it? Trying to make somebody from hurt that you allowed to happen to you to be put on somebody else. You allowed somebody to come in your space and have you disrespect yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about when you said Samael or Israel, whatever, convinced them to come down here and have sex and stuff. So who in the wrong? Are you gonna blame him? Or are you gonna bring yourself? Blame yourself. You had it good up there. What were you missing? That you would give up everything, that you would cry for one day, bleed for one day, agony and pain for one day to go back. You did it to yourself, right? Not good news. It's good news. Can't blame nobody. The blame game. You gotta blame yourself. What you gonna do about it? You can't wallow in that shit. Okay, what I'm gonna do about this shit? What kind of justice can I do? You know? That's what you worry about. Judge and the jury. So you can have a victory. Are you ready to go? Beat me up, Scotty. And not through no drugs. I'm waiting. I'm dressed to go. Now, y'all ain't got it. Y'all can't come with me. Y'all ain't finna hold me back. Mm-mm. No ladies, no men. Y'all can keep me down here bonded and gagged. Did we start with that already? We started with that, didn't we? Y'all kind of make me repeat, repeat, repeat. Feminine energy, mask, whatever. Oh, I see somebody standing on the side of her. What is that? Don't y'all see? Oh, that's the thing. But in here, it look like somebody standing on the side of her. Like a man. Interesting. But yeah, y'all stay over there with that mood card. We going over here to justice. Gotta figure it out. Gotta leave people where they at till they figure it out. They gotta love and respect themselves. Self-esteem. That's your business. Keep the faith. But it's kind of, these two here go together. Oh, portal. Is that a portal? Was it here all the time like Dorothy? The good witch told her, you've always had it. Click your red slippers. Okay, there's red. You've always had it. Please forgive me for whatever I did wrong. I am so sorry. Portal. Might be the portal. Oh, remember the time about they made them blinded? Um, who was that? I want to say Isaiah. I want to say Samuel. Um, shit. What was that? It's coming to me. It's coming to me. The Archons. Was it Azael? Oh no, it was Samuel and the Archons. Or was it Sophia? Okay, whatever. Spying, secretly spying. Caught him. You already know the deal. Offering you fabulous stuff to stay in the material world. What the devil at? He ain't came out yet. Soldiers marching, policemen, important letter. Don't you want to be important here? Don't you want to arrest these people who think they trying to get away? These free people. They tried it in the 1970s. Got squashed. They was using drugs though. Trick. Restless, outspoken, ambitious. Tricked you. Cause that's what you were. They said, nah, we gonna pass some stuff. We're gonna make something for them. We gonna make them think they in heaven till they come high, come down. Let's go over here. Happiness and joy. Got the Queen of Cups. The king don't want to go, but the queen coming. Like, oh well, shit. I love me third. I'm coming along. You'll get it one of these rounds when you get tired of going on being reincarnated over and over and over again. You're gonna get tired of fucking over and over and over again. You get tired one of these days, or you want to stay in the illusion, you can. Because it's gonna get darker and darker and darker and darker. Tower of Babel. Darker and darker. Dangerous and dangerous. Don't want to change. Y'all stay over there with that bullshit. Greed, y'all can have that too. Because where we going, we don't need all that. We don't need all that money. We don't need all that stuff to hold us, weigh us down. Oh, this must be. Remember, they needed one coin to get in something or to give death, the cross, whatever the deal is. Okay. Y'all remember them movies? I don't know, but we ain't way down with this shit here. Gotta worry about it, who gonna steal it. You know, worry about it all the time. Your mind is always on your stuff. Stuff. Can't do nothing because somebody gonna mess with my stuff. That's too heavy. That is just too heavy. Look. Release that stuff. It's too heavy. If they human, a child that can't help themselves, that's a different story. Or animal. But a child, but just stuff to just, I'm gonna take it with me. How many people buried all this stuff with them, think they're gonna reincarnate and get it back? They might have, but you ain't gonna take it over here. Not to Lover's Lane, unless you want to stay Lover's Lane. Now this is community to me too, and he's holding his hands out because he loves you. So we're gonna put him right here with the Taurus. I knew he was coming out of the scene. He like, you ain't leave me out. I'm sorry, Empress. You over here, you don't want to change. Well, you and him stay together then. I'm over here. See, I'm with your one. I'm with all these over here. We all chilling. We finna go. We chilling. We love ourselves. Not in a selfish way, but enough to know self-esteem, self-love is what matters. I done got into all this fuckery with you listening to you before, you know? So it's time to go. Let me put up some kind of boundaries for you. You don't want no more. And don't want you to have. Baby. Hold too heavy. It's too heavy. Too many burdens. People come with too much drama. They don't know who they are, and they take you down. Gossip too much. You gotta be wise. It's an owl. Talking too much about nothing. You ain't tired of being here? Going through the same shit over and over and over and over again. How much gossip can you do? God damn. Like damn, you ain't gonna make a move? How many foxes can you date? How much clever can you be? Keeping the faith. Reincarnate, die, reincarnate, die, reincarnate. Time for change. My condolences anybody real passed away. Not like, and okay, how many business can you have? This is business. I mean, stuff that's gonna boggle your brain, keep you all in your head all the time. Free your mind. People want to be free. Join them ancestors. What y'all doing? Y'all chilling over there? Kabbalah tree. Son, children, melanated, not melanated. We all got carbon in us. I already read y'all what happened. Go enjoy some land somewhere. Chilling with the ancestors. Look at this. A sun or whatever could be the creator shining. Could be. However you want to look at it. I don't know if it's an actual sun or not. You know? Somewhere that's peaceful and free. They worry about the red race and getting over there. And I got something better than you, and you should be suffering if I'm suffering, and I got it easy and you don't, and oh my God, I mean, just it's like how much over and over and over and over. Threaten your security of your home and want to go home. And your children taking that with it. I don't have the key. I'm taking your key back. I'm throwing you out. You can't pay your rent. And blah, blah, blah. You can't pay your car note. You can't do this. You can't do that. And we gotta take you out. We gotta throw you out. You this and that. We don't care. You don't have no food. It ain't our problem. Yeah. Hey. It's like yo. I do anything you tell me. Anything. You do anything? You gonna disrespect your body and yourself like that for some materialistic bullshit? Really? Bow down to somebody else? Put them for you? That's how we got in this mix. Shit. Anything for some materialistic gain. Number 5. I mean, I use. God, dog. Number 5. And then what you get out of it? Nobody want to be around you. Okay. Nobody want to talk to you. They got their guards up when you come around, ready to cut you or shoot you because you don't do nothing but use people. Eventually, that gang gonna get old. The hair font. that before a man saying a man that he is fortunate or unfortunate, thou must know the use to which he has put his will. For every man creates his life in the image of his works. The genius of the good is at the right, and the genius of evil at the left. Their voice can be heard only by the conscience. The Hierophant should appear, retire into the sanctuary of the heart, listen to the voice of the silence, and guided by it, thou wilt reach the goal of thy aspirations. How much work we need to do? How much work do we need to keep doing? Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. Using you over and 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 over. It's Capricorn. Using. Over and over and over. Oh my goodness. hmm I made myself change, not you. Hello. Fraud. You lied to me. You lied to me. Said you never leave. You lied to me. Have you forgiven someone who's passed on? Freeing yourself of them? Forgive people and let that stuff go. You ain't got time. You over here on a whole nother level. Grateful for and unconditional love. That's it right there. Lay them burdens down. That don't mean you gotta have them in your face. It do not mean that.
You gotta chill. Yeah, the bill.
Let me finish.
I just talked to the credit union.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm finna wrap this up. How many times have you came? I'm almost through.
I know.
Back to this earth from past life. What you need to finish? Were you forced? How many times you gotta keep coming back? Do you know how to help people play the role you need them to in your life? Checkers or checks? Which one? Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah. Be careful for everything. Stay alert. All right, y'all. I know I talked the latest 3 hours. Thank y'all, whoever stayed for it. I really appreciate it. Just trying to see what's happening because this here is for the birds. It's time to go to some other levels, back to where we came from. We feel it. We all feel it. This ain't working no more. You know? All right. Love y'all. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. Donate to my channel. All right. Love y'all. Have a great day. Keep researching. Find out what's happening. Ain't no sin. Self-love is key. My book is say bye. Bye.